Oh, hey, is this thing on?
It is on, buddy. Are you going to throw your camera on? I would love to see your gracious face.
Jesus. Yeah, no, I can, mate. How do I do that again?
Look at this. This is beautiful. This is a work of art. Look at this. I love this. This is like I said. I've got one person left in the shoe crew to come along, and then I'll have like the full set. I'll have 4 of a kind, mate. 4 of a kind.
Are you trying to collect us like Monopoly pieces, Monopoly properties? You get a full set.
It's a Pokemon. It's Pokemon. It's you got to collect them all, mate. Got to collect them all.
Hey, man. I just want to say thanks for having me on, man. I've been keen for this for a little while now. So.
Oh, look, I genuinely come on, full house. What I really think is fantastic, and again, like it stemmed from this quarantainment. The first time that I had a chance to stream and all that sort of stuff, like getting to see streamers. I think one of the very first comments that I said to Gabalia was, "I really like what you do because you show female streaming in a way that I could say to my daughter, watch you because I feel proud of how you present yourself." Watching the Shoe Crew, I would never let my fucking daughter watch that because you guys are animals.
we have 2 distinctive sides to us. I think like when I first met Eden, and Eden's like a really, really good role model for female streamers in this industry. I can't fault her in anything that she does, and she's the one that really she's the glue in the Shoe Crew, if you will. She's holding the soul of the shoe together, even though it may be crusty with beer and rum and God knows what else we pour into it. But she holds us together. She really does. And she's just such a good role model. Like when we go to PAX, she's always out networking and talking to people, whereas we're at the pub. Like if people want to come and see us, like we're at the where we are. We're at the pub, and meanwhile a lot of where's Eden? Oh, she's out doing community meetups and stuff, and
she's doing the stuff that needs to happen. Now, Enforcethepants. I gotta know where did that come from?
Do you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, is there any other policy? So back in the day when of Xbox 360, Xbox Live came out, and I actually got banned for yelling at people playing like COD, like the COD 4 or something, and I got banned. My original account on Xbox Live got banned for like 99 years. So in the infinite wisdom, I decided to make a new account, and I let Xbox Live come up with a name for me, like a random generated name, and guess what it was? It was Enforcethepants. And that's just sort of stuck ever since.
I love it. It's a great sort of premise to like, hang on, he's so chill, but he's like, enforce the pants? It makes no sense.
It's funny. I'll go into people's chats that I've never been in before, and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? And like, enforce the pants? I don't think I really agree with that. Like, I want to take my pants off. Like, you do get a few people that to say that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Now,
I like it.
How long have you been streaming yourself?
Too long. I've been streaming since I moved into this house, so 3.5, 4 years. So a long time. A long time.
And so what did you start off streaming?
I started off streaming, I remember my very first stream I ever did, and I played old school RuneScape on a laptop, and I had the HDMI cable to a 40-inch TV, and I sat there killing Valador guards for medium clues, and I had like 3 viewers my first stream. And then I progressed into, I saved up money for a couple of weeks, and I bought a PC, and then I streamed. I got my first 600, 700 followers really, really quickly, and that was playing World of Warships. So...
Look, if there was anyone I think it needs to enforce the pants, randomly Heather, mate, the other day, she was running around, like, playing games and was like, nah, no pants for me. We're like, no, randomly. Put a skirt on. Now, one of the things that's really amazing that I think is and you heard me say this to Lord Unicorn was how far apart you guys are, but how close you are together. It's so
it's unusual.
It's so amazing to see, especially like even again just like the way you guys are. It's totally almost separate sort of personalities, but you all amalgamate into this like awesome Voltron. That's look. There's the boomer coming out on me. You guys make an amazing Voltron. Which part of Voltron are you though, Pants?
I would say that I've known Lord Unicorn for a long time, well before we started gaming. We met through car cruising in Darwin. We had different interesting cars, and I just remember the first comment Lord Unicorn ever made to me, because I used to drive a Ford Fiesta on my P plates, and he was driving like a 32 GTR, a really nice Skyline. And he came up to me and he was like, "Nice Fiesta, man." I'm like, "What do you mean? I drive a party, baby." And he just looked at me and he was like, "Fucking idiot." And ever since then, we just sort of got along really well. And then coming into gaming, we sort of rekindled our friendship through Destiny 2. And we used to play together a fair bit, and that led into going to PAX 2017 and meeting Eden and networking through Twitch. For the first year. And with that, how do I explain it? We met we met Kabalia, if you don't know her real name, the first day of PAX Australia 2017. And like we had no plans, like me and Lord Unicorn had no plans of ever like hanging out with him. We were gonna meet him, maybe have a beer, maybe have lunch, and that would be it. But we just clicked. There was like chemistry in the group, and we ended up spending that whole PAX pretty much at the pub, like the whole weekend, and just having a great time. And then obviously over time it's grown. The year after, Geniloquin came into the mix. But I think Lord Unicorn's already told this story about how the Shoe Crew came about. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I love it from every single person, because each of you have a different, like a little bit of a different take on some of the events that have sort of come together in the way that it all did. Did we just become best friends? No, like please, I love it when, again, I love a different perspective of how things. Stop it. Sorry.
You're right, man.
So like, a different perspective of how you came about to be part of it and that sort of stuff. So yeah, no, please, absolutely, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so yeah, then the next year, like Jen came, and obviously Lord Unicorn and Geniloquin knew each other through workplace and stuff, and they lived together. But again, he came and he stayed separate to us, and at that point we're all in an Airbnb. Most of us were in an Airbnb together, and again, it was just effortless. You didn't need to try and have a conversation with him. You didn't need to try and have a beer with him. It was just super effortless friendship, and I love that sort of stuff. And that's sort of why we get along so well, because we might not speak for the entire week. Then Monday afternoon rolls around. It's like, are we ready to do the Shoe Crew? And it's within like 2 minutes of all of us being in the same Discord call together, we're all on the same track. Last Monday night, we did a little bit of a. I hope the guys are right with me saying this. We did a little bit of an experiment after our Shoe Crew on Kabali's channel, where we actually were like, look, let's actually do a serious discussion on men's mental health, the state of the world, and stuff on Kabali's channel, and it was really, really positive. The people were giving us really good feedback, so we're probably going to be looking at expanding the Shoe Crew podcast into doing like a serious talk about serious topics and not being silly or goofy, probably once a fortnight or once a month.
Yeah. You guys have got a lot of ideas about the way you want to do for the show. Welcome to GameOnAus, Summer Azan. Thank you.
Oh, that's my fiance.
oh, hey, look, even better. More people to the party. I love it. Now you do one of the things that like I remember from watching some of the earlier Shoe Crew is you talking about your firefighting and how your dad was in it and then you were in it and that sort of stuff. I really want to know. You said it was a genuine passion of yours. Like,
Yeah, I want to do it. I'd love to do it full time. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, just please tell us all about it, because like I've heard it, but I'd love for you to tell the people here listening what it's like. And dude, when you talked about it, your passion was.
Can you give me a second? I think my girlfriend's locked outside. Just kind of chat. Hang on.
Hang on, isn't she in the? Let me. Now that's online support. That classic Pants.
I locked the screen door. Out. I was wondering, she doesn't usually hang out in chats, and she has been messaging me. I don't know whether you've noticed the phone doing ding ding ding. I've been ignoring it because I've been focused on this. Oh, I feel horrible.
Oh no! Look,
misses out.
Look, how long was she out there for? What? Maybe 10 minutes. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, a little while.
Now, sorry. The passion that you showed and what you talked about with the firefighting. Please, I'd love for other people to hear that. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining the show.
My beautiful girlfriend, or fiance.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello. When did he propose?
Outside.
That's a funny story in itself. So November last year, I made Shannon a coffee, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I love you. Will you marry me?" And I was like, I looked at her, I'm like, "Are you serious?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay then." And then we had plans on going to Bali for my 30th, and obviously COVID ruined that, and I was going to propose to her there, like officially, and do the Instagram and do the social media hype and all that sort of stuff. And then obviously COVID happened, so I got her a tea one night and proposed to her. So I did the role reversal, if you will.
Yep.
So yeah, So yeah, no, we're very happy. We've been together for 3 years. Almost 3 years, so.
I'm going to get out of here. You
yep. All right.
Love you.
Thank you.
Love you too, bye. So anyway, we keep getting sidetracked. You've asked me like 3 times about firefighting. So so what happened was, obviously, my old man's a career firefighter. He's been a firefighter for over 40 years. And quite regularly, he goes overseas to do incident management. He's one of Australia's experts on Australian incident management systems. So whenever there's a large grass fire or bushfire somewhere, generally he goes. And he does incident controlling for these big blazes that last weeks and weeks and weeks. And he's been able to travel the whole world. So that's where the passions come from. Recently, I haven't been out to the volunteer station for quite a while, but previously I was out there all the time, and within 3 years, I rose to the rank of captain. And I just genuinely love helping the community and educating people on fire awareness. So I think the best way to prevent a bushfire is good hazard reduction burning, and obviously community education. Like, if you don't have a fire in the first place, we don't have these disasters. So if you can educate the community on that, we're putting ourselves in good stead so we don't have these horrific bushfire seasons again. I think one of the highlights, one of the highlights for me with streaming and talking about volunteer firefighting was Trainwrecks TV. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
So he runs the biggest podcast, or I'm pretty sure it's the biggest podcast on Twitch TV. And it's called the Scuff Podcast, and he runs it every Friday. And we had loads of people on there. Essentially, in 8 hours, we raised, I think it was like $48,000 for WWF for the Koala Fund. And that was a highlight for me. I was on there and having a bit of a talk about firefighting and all that sort of stuff. So we raised that amount of money for the koalas, which was excellent. And it was just a highlight for me. It was in front of, I think it was like 20,000 viewers or something like that. Yeah. So definitely a highlight of both my hobbies, my firefighting hobby and also my streaming hobby.
Well, I don't think and I say this genuinely, I don't think that, I know that streaming isn't, say, maybe like a main source of income or anything like that, but I wouldn't say that it's a hobby for you. You're turning it into a real profession. Like everything that you do, every step you take to improve. I mean, you've got 1.2k followers. and people who genuinely love watching you, and also then obviously watch you on the Shoe Crew. I mean, you're playing, a huge variety of stuff. And again, I think that like watching someone who is willing to give not only their time but their life for other people is probably one of the most heroic things that you could ever expect from you could ever ask from anyone. And
I don't see it as heroic. I just see it as something that I like doing. It's there's something about a lot of people like Shannon asked me. She's like, "Aren't you scared when you like have to go to a big grass fire or something?" It's like, I'm actually more excited about it than anything else. There's nothing quite like getting like that crew together that you train with on a regular basis, all getting in the truck, all going somewhere with a goal to work as a team to like. A lot of the time around Alice Springs, you're not really protecting property. You're protecting river gum trees that have been in the river systems around here for like 200, 300 years. Like, it's just a different way of looking at it. Like, I don't think it's heroic at all. Like, I have fun when I go out there and do it. Well, and I think there's an element that, like, to be a volunteer firefighter or a firefighter in general, you have to be, I don't know, a bit of an adrenaline junkie. I don't know whether that's right to say. I'm certainly not scared. Like, I've been in situations before where I've thought, oh, fuck, we're in trouble here. Like, we put ourselves in a bad position. But, there's always ways. There's always ways and firefighting methods to get you out of those situations as well. So,
well, I know that like this is definitely a question for me, and definitely a question that's on the tips of the tongue of so many people in chat. Obviously, the way that firefighters fund and raise some money is the fireman's calendar. So when are we looking at Enforcethepants, getting his gear off and getting into the fireman's calendar, man? I want 12 months of Enforcethepants, right? Different poses, different animals. I want you cuddling a cat, a dingo, a puppy, a kangaroo. I want it all. That's my calendar, and I'll bang. That's my fire support straight away.
Fair enough. I don't think I'll ever appear in one of those calendars. I'm a bit chunky at the moment. But we've been joking around. We've been joking around in my community for like the last 6 months about making an OnlyFans. but instead it's just me. Instead we call it Only Cans, and it's just me sinking beers and shit with my top off or whatever. Just. But
that is a great idea. Only Cans.
Only Cans. It's just a whole of blokes sinking beers or whatever with their shirts off with their beer guts out.
Look, I've got one of those sitting right in here. It's like,
like I think Shannon. I do some silly things. Me and Shannon, like we're just best friends. Like it's how best friends, soulmates. I think that's who you should marry. We have some fun together. Like we're gonna have our wedding at the desert park in Alice Springs, and we were looking around, and she's got her camera out taking photos of everything, and I'm like doing poses and stuff, like laying on some rocks, like with my leg up and shit. And she's like, "Oh, this would be really good on like an OnlyFans." I'm like, "Oh God, please no."
But okay, so you're aware there's lots of sun. How are your legs so fucking white?
Because, well, if you really want to know, I'm actually out of work at the moment. I'm a refrigeration mechanic by trade, and I got laid off early May. So I've been at home, not in the sun, but also in Central Australia. You're a silly idiot if you don't wear long sleeves and long pants. You'll just cook.
Yeah.
So I had the widest legs because I always wear boots, long pants, long sleeves, and a hat, and wear sunscreen because I've got really fair skin. When I used to roll the shorts, had the worst tradie tan for about this much of my legs. So pants here, socks there, and that's brown, and the rest of me is like a really pasty ghost white. And then it's not a real attractive look when you look at yourself in the mirror naked. It's like, there's brown bits of you, but you're mostly white. So
you could have just streaked some sunscreen through it, giving yourself like a real like zebra look going on there.
Jeez, I don't know about that. I wouldn't want to be any sort of wildlife here in Alice Springs or look like any of it. You might get fucking speared or something. That's just it's how it is here.
Now, when it comes to your beer, all right. Now, obviously there's multiple sorts of beers. What's your beer of choice?
Probably Great Northern Super Crisp, because I can drink 10 of them and not be fried the next morning and have a productive day. It's like drinking piss water, isn't it? Really. And then every now and again, if I'm feeling a little bit fighty, I might grab a rum can. And there's Janeliquin TV with his Nortons. Back in the day, I like have these emotes where like I'm cuddling a rum can, like, because I used to just exclusively drink rums.
See, I think if I ask Jen the same question, it's just going to be, there's not really a flavour, just all of the beers, just him holding like everything.
Every single beer that he can get his hands around, pretty much. Like I mostly drink beer, and I mostly drink rum. Every now and again, I'll get a Cafe Patron out. Do you know what a Cafe Patron is?
No.
So it
sounds like a coffee drink.
It's Patron tequila, but it's coffee flavored.
Sounds delicious.
So I just posted an emote in the channel, in the chat there, and it's a Cafe Patron bottle with my face on it. Because every now and again, if we get a hype train in the chat or something good happens, or I'm feeling like a Cafe Patron, as soon as that bottle comes out, generally my chat gets filled up with those little emotes. So.
Now, obviously, there's a shout out to the Shoe Crew, and obviously they're going to be waiting for you a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
What's the plan for tonight? What's the go for tonight?
So tonight's the last Monday of the month. So we generally just have a few beers and have a chat like what we're doing right now. So we are trying to work on a structure. I know it sometimes looks like we don't have a structure. But like the third Monday of every month is generally board games, and then the last Monday of every month is having a general catch up and a chat about everyone's month.
And you had Sledge TV on there last week as a special guest.
Sledge is amazing. Like,
I had him on the Podcast show last week, and he was amazing as well. Like his voice box would have been ruined by the end of it.
Well, we stayed up till like midnight with Sledge just having a yarn as well, like, so I can see that happening.
Who's going to be your next guest on the show?
I mean, would you be interested in coming on one day?
Oh, look, I would love to.
If we do, I know that you've got this pretty much concrete in on Monday nights. I mean, sometimes we don't stream every single Monday night. If it's another night of the week, I mean, and
oh hell yeah, line me up. I'll come along.
Sting you up. But I don't know. Generally, with guests on the Shoe Crew, we line them up about half an hour before we go live. So,
hey bro, what you doing? You want to come on? Done.
Pretty much everyone finishes work in the afternoon, gets home, has a shower, whatnot, and then we're like, oh, we need a guest. So we generally have like a handful of people that we usually ask. But yeah, that we were looking at expanding that list to new people. I mean, the Shoe Crew podcast, it doesn't have a big following, but it's got the community for that podcast is just overwhelmingly good, overwhelmingly lovely, passionate people about gaming and the events and all that sort of stuff. And like, we're just so happy with the little community we've built with that podcast. We love every single person loves doing the Shoe Crew every Monday. It's like something that we look forward to.
And genuinely, like, normally I jump off and then I go and get myself something to eat and a little bit to drink and that sort of stuff, and I'll flick on over and have a look at what's going on and watch you guys for a while, and normally get the sort of last half hour or a bit of the show as much as I can. I really find it genuinely like just entertaining, just watching you guys, and then I can get a chance to like sort of have a look at what's happened in the VOD when I'm not flat out. There is also a major announcement tonight at 7 that
I've heard about this. Do you want to leak it now while I'm here, or
look? I'd like to say that it's a place where the Shoe Crew could just do a special guest appearance.
Okay. Well, we'll have to keep that in mind and let us know. I think we'll probably still be live then. Unfortunately.
Oh no! I'm thinking like what the announcement's about. We could have a little special visit from the Shoe Crew on the Goa channel. How's that?
Okay. Yeah. We can probably organise that. I'll just see what.
I'll be giving you more information afterwards.
Yeah. No worries. I'll just slap it in the ShoeCrew Discord.
I'm getting pumped up for it. I can tell you.
Well,
that, right?
I could tell.
It's been in the works for a while now, so I am genuinely excited. But look, thank you so much for coming on. I genuinely, hey, Juicy B, I genuinely appreciated having you on. Now definitely Jen is next, and hopefully I'll be able to organise him for next week. I've got. I'm going to be working out the schedule for next week along with everything else that's going on. But, dude, what you do for the community, the fundraising, the whole thing, it really is fantastic. And I'm 100% behind supporting you. And I think that anything I can do to help, showcase, your firefighting, and again, the passion that you showed me in the ShoeCrew when you were talking on the show was just amazing. So please don't stop being as awesome as you are, and thank you so much for being on here, man. It was another great chat.
I don't even know where the last half an hour's gone. I think that's just a testament to how good of a host you are, honestly. Like, some people make you feel really welcome. It's very easy. Like, I could sit here all night and talk to you. Like, I've been on a couple of channels where I've done Deal or No Deal with Ron Plays Games, and again, we were on there for like 2 hours, and I looked down at the time, and it felt like 10 minutes had gone, but I was on there for 2 hours. I was like, what? But thank you, man. This show is really awesome, and I look forward to working with you and GameOnAus in the future. I really do want to do some more things with you guys, so I'm open to that sort of idea.
Awesome.
And yeah,
thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Well, you have a good night and have a good rest of your channel and rest of your stream.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Deldoros, thank you, legend. How are you, buddy? It's so awesome to see you here, man. Thank you for coming on to the Vimesy show, mate. So much excitement already happened. Pixie was just. I genuinely love doing this. Like, I know that, I listen to what, the passion of Enforcethepants was with the firefighting. I'm genuinely got that passion to talking with you guys. These are all just so amazing, and it's so just, next level of awesomeness. So thank you so much already for Pixie and Enforcethepants. Juicy,